Welcome to the American dream, or should we say, the American H.O.A. nightmare. You buy a house, plant a tree, and dream of peaceful suburban bliss. But beware, lurking in the shadows is the H.O.A., ready to turn your dream into a legal and financial nightmare. H.O.A.s are supposed to maintain property values and community harmony. But too often they morph into mini dictatorships, enforcing arbitrary rules and bullying homeowners. The worst part, they often do it through outright lies, committing perjury in court to get their way. We're talking falsified meeting minutes, fabricated maintenance records, and phantom violations. And the kicker? Courts often let them get away with it. It's time to expose this H.O.A. house of cards built on lies and protect homeowners from this epidemic of legal abuse. Imagine this, you're in court fighting an H.O.A. fine for a fence you never built. The H.O.A. presents evidence, Photoshop pictures and forged invoices. You know it's fake, but the judge seems more interested in the H.O.A.'s fancy lawyer than your pleas for justice. This isn't some fictional horror story, it's the reality for countless homeowners facing H.O.A. perjury. H.O.A.s, often with teams of lawyers on retainer, know they can get away with bending the truth. They exploit a legal system that often favors organizations over individuals, especially when those organizations wave around stacks of falsified documents. It's a system that seems designed to punish honest homeowners and reward H.O.A. deception. So, why do courts let H.O.A.s get away with perjury? Part of the problem is the sheer volume of cases. Judges, already overloaded, often lack the time and resources to scrutinize every H.O.A. claim. Another issue, many judges simply aren't familiar with the intricacies of H.O.A. law. They're easily swayed by H.O.A. lawyers who present carefully crafted and often misleading arguments. The result, a system where H.O.A. perjury flourishes, leaving homeowners feeling powerless and betrayed by the very courts meant to protect them. It's like trying to fight a hydra. For every lie exposed, two more pop up, and the legal system seems content to let the hydra run wild. The consequences of H.O.A. perjury can be devastating. Homeowners face mounting legal fees, exorbitant fines, and even the threat of foreclosure, all based on fabricated evidence. Imagine losing your home, not because you failed to pay your mortgage, but because your H.O.A. decided your prize-winning petunias violated a landscaping bylaw. It sounds absurd, but these are the stakes when H.O.A.s weaponize the legal system with impunity. Families are driven to financial ruin, forced to choose between fighting for their homes and putting food on the table.
Rain and thunder,
the emotional toll is just as severe, leaving homeowners feeling violated, helpless, and deeply distrustful of the very system meant to uphold justice. Section 5, Case Study, The Smith Family versus Shady Pines, H.O.A. Take the case of the Smith family and their run-in with the Shady Pines H.O.A. It all started with a complaint about their daughter's swing set deemed too noisy by a grumpy neighbor. When the Smiths refused to remove the swing set, the H.O.A. slapped them with fines, claiming they'd violated noise ordinances during multiple documented incidents. The Smiths requested copies of these documented incidents. The H.O.A. then produced meeting minutes that were demonstrably fabricated. Despite evidence of the H.O.A.'s fabrication, the judge sided with the H.O.A., citing a lack of evidence on the Smiths' part. The Smiths, facing mounting legal fees and the threat of foreclosure, were forced to back down. They removed the swing set, their daughter's laughter silenced by the H.O.A.'s lies. This is just one example of how H.O.As use perjury to bully homeowners and how the courts often enable their abuse. Section 6. A pattern of abuse statistics that paint a disturbing picture. Sadly, the Smith family's story isn't an isolated incident. A 2022 survey by the homeowner advocacy group found that a staggering 42% of homeowners reported experiencing or witnessing some form of H.O.A. misconduct. This misconduct ranged from financial mismanagement to harassment to outright fraud and perjury. Another study by name of reputable organization Year revealed that over 70% of H.O.A. lawsuits involved allegations of rule violations that were either non-existent or grossly exaggerated. These figures point to a systemic problem within the H.O.A. system, one where deceit and legal bullying have become the norm, leaving homeowners vulnerable and desperate for change. It's time to stop dismissing these cases as isolated incidents and recognize them for what they are, a pattern of abuse that demands immediate attention. Section 7. The government's hands-off approach. Where's the oversight? You might think the government would step in to protect homeowners from this kind of abuse. You'd be wrong. While some states have passed limited H.O.A. reform laws, federal oversight remains sorely lacking. A 2023 Government Accountability Office report highlighted the need for increased federal oversight of H.O.A.s, citing concerns about inadequate financial transparency, conflicts of interest, and a lack of accountability. Yet, despite these findings, meaningful action at the federal level remains elusive. It's as if the government is content to let H.O.A.s operate in a wild west of legal loopholes and unchecked power. Where's the Consumer Protection Agency for homeowners facing down rogue H.O.A.s? Why are lawmakers so hesitant to rein in these mini-tyrannies? The answer, as always, likely lies in the pockets of powerful lobbying groups. Section 8. A call for transparency, shining a light on H.O.A. finances. One crucial step towards curbing H.O.A. abuse is greater financial transparency. Currently, many H.O.A.s operate with little to no oversight of their finances, creating ample opportunity for embezzlement, self-dealing, and other shady practices. Mandating regular independent audits of H.O.A. finances would help ensure that homeowner money is being used responsibly and ethically. Requiring H.O.A.s to make their financial records readily accessible to homeowners would further increase accountability and deter potential abuse. Transparency alone won't solve the problem, but it's a vital step towards holding H.O.A.s accountable for their actions and protecting homeowners from financial misconduct. After all, sunlight is the best disinfectant, especially when it comes to shady H.O.A. dealings. Section 9. Empowering homeowners, legal reforms for a fair fight. Financial transparency is just the beginning. We need comprehensive legal reforms to level the playing field between H.O.A.s and homeowners. This includes enacting stricter penalties for H.O.A.s found guilty of perjury or other forms of legal misconduct. We also need to make it easier for homeowners to challenge H.O.A. actions in court. This could involve creating specialized H.O.A. courts or requiring H.O.A.s to enter into mandatory arbitration with homeowners before pursuing legal action. Additionally, providing homeowners with greater access to legal resources and information about their rights would empower them to stand up to H.O.A. abuse and protect their interests. Knowledge is power, and right now many homeowners are left fighting in the dark against a more powerful and better informed adversary. Section 10. Community action joining forces against H.O.A. abuse. While legal reforms are crucial, we can't wait for lawmakers to act. Homeowners need to unite and fight back against H.O.A. overreach. Forming or joining homeowner advocacy groups can amplify your voice and put pressure on lawmakers to enact meaningful change. Sharing your story with local media can also help raise awareness about H.O.A. abuse and hold these organizations accountable for their actions. Remember, sunlight is the best disinfectant, and shining a light on HOA misconduct is the first step towards stopping it. It's also crucial to support organizations fighting for homeowner rights through donations, volunteering, or simply spreading the word about their work. Together we can create a united front against HOA abuse and ensure that homeowners' voices are heard. Section 11. Taking a stand, your voice matters in the fight for justice. The fight against HOA abuse is far from over, but by raising awareness, demanding legal reforms, and supporting one another, we can create a system where homeowners' rights are respected and HOAs are held accountable for their actions. Don't let the fear of retaliation or the complexity of the legal system silence you. Your voice matters, your story matters, and together we can ensure that the American dream of homeownership doesn't devolve into a nightmare of HOA abuse. It's time to stand up, speak out, and demand change. The future of homeownership in America may depend on it.